the local folks in Mystics Outlook. Washington fell to Las Vegas this afternoon, 88-77. It was tough for Washington for the most part for 3 quarters. They more than held their own. They were in control of the game for most of it. Uh, there's a reason that the Aces back-to-back champions. There's a reason they're pursuing a three-peat. Um, Las Vegas did a great job in the fourth quarter of honestly just winning the game in the fourth. And they outscored Washington 21-8. Simply just out executed them with both hands down for the entire for the duration of that quarter, and specifically just down the stretch. Um, Washington had most of. Now we've talked several times in Washington with the turnovers. While they may not have a ton more than the other team, sometimes even less. It's just how costly are they, right? In this game, Washington had 14 turnovers. The Aces had 13. The Aces gave up 16 points at their turnovers. Washington gave up 23. I know Ray's talked about time and time again. Washington has a tendency when they turn it over, it's in live ball situations, and it cost them quite a bit in this one. Both teams held 11 held leads up to as many as 11 at different points in this game. But I'm going to start with Steph Dawson got off to a very hot start. Washington jumped out the gate, jumped on the Aces, 28-20 in the first quarter. They built that lead to as many as 11 early in the second. And then little by little, you saw the Aces start to chip away. Credit to Washington, they fought back in the second quarter. They only lost the quarter by 2. Same thing happened in the third quarter, where the Aces got off to a strong start. Washington was able to respond. That just was not the case in the fourth quarter. The Aces were able to control the game. Chelsea Green's arguably the best point guard of the night. You saw that for a reason. She controlled that fourth quarter. Made sure her team did exactly what they needed to do. It was a weird game for the Aces. And credit to Washington as well for what I'm about to say. Asia Wilson has zero points in the half. Kelsey Plum is really limited at the half as well. The problem for Washington was that, I'm sure Las Vegas is very grateful for this, was a job that Jackie Young did. She was huge for them. And she had 19 in the first half. So 19 of her 26 in the first half, just honestly keeping her team afloat. Single-handedly at times. Chelsea Gray got going a little bit later in the first half. And then she started to really assert herself in the second half. But honestly, I think one of the players who had the biggest
Is this your wallet, sir?
in his game.
Okay.
Had one of the biggest impacts in the game was Tiffany Hayes. She came off the bench, had 17 points, 5 rebounds and a block. She was huge. Long-time Mystics players, you know the type of impact she's had against Washington. First with the Dream, during those battles with the Sun. Washington was trying to win a title. She presents so many problems from a matchup standpoint. She's a really big guard, super athletic, long, bouncy as hard. You got to deal with her off the bounce and off the ball. And that's where Washington had issues with her at times. She did a great job moving off the ball. She does a very good job coming out of the corners to crash the offensive glass for the Aces to gain extra possessions. It was kind of her being kind of filling in for the production that Asia didn't have particular production. Obviously, everyone has an off night. Also, credit to Washington for that, for their part in that as well. Hayes filled it. She stepped in that void and filled it. I don't think the Aces get this game without Hayes' production at all. As for the Mystics, we saw Edwards return today. Alicia Hines will continue to have another good game. Mira Atkins had a solid game as well, with 13-35. Edwards came back at 9 and 7. Had some really good moments just displaying what she brings on both ends of the floor, especially with the defensive end. But Julie Vanderbilt, tough game for 8 points, 8 assists, 6 turnovers. For return the ball 14 times. She had 6 of those. The tough part was just when that happened. I think a couple times down the stretch, she does a great job in pick and roll, just finding her legs. Today, just some miscommunication in terms of not getting the ball to where the receiver would like. A couple times, Mia Elliott uh, kind of dropping bounce passes. Uh, you know how it is. You play basketball, it's tough for bigs to go down and get passes. You kind of want to try to hit them waist high if you can, so they don't have that issue as much as possible. Just a couple miscues when the person go down. Ray Cardell told me about this a lot. It was the time of those miscues. I want to say like three of those turnovers were late in the game. It was a 2 or 3 possession game. You turn the ball over. Good teams, great teams, even in the day in which they didn't play well, they're going to capitalize. And the Aces did do that. They capitalized on those Washington mistakes. Throughout the past 2 games, though, you saw Washington go toe to toe with the Sun and the Aces in back-to-back games. And obviously, there's no more victories in the world. But I think, it's safe to say Washington's not where they haven't been more most of the season. Still think it was there's something to take away from that, right? They're about to go on a bit of a road trip. Hopefully, continue to wish them good health. Hopefully, try to get some folks back. But yeah, it was just a tough one, man. It's been kind of a trend at times this season. I remember early in the season, they were near the bottom of the league in terms of fourth quarter offense. That's what it was today, man. Just couldn't get things. They couldn't execute that in this game, and it was right there. It was right there for them. It was there to be had. Same a couple days ago when Connecticut was in the board. Simply having to execute, and they were not able to do so. And against good teams, great teams, you can't do that. Washington shot the three very well today in this one, 45%, 11 for 24. Shot the ball well from behind too. Also in the glass, but they were right there. They were within 5. Both teams had 5 offensive rebounds each. Just the time of those turnovers, man. They only had one more turnover, but it feels like so much. One more turnover, but the difference in points conceded off turnovers is 7. Again, just right there. This is the team in pursuit of a 3-beat. Super cool. You can't do those things late in games. It's going to cost you. It cost the Derby. Washington some time to get themselves together before they embark on this road trip. But as always, we got to get to this. Player of the game. Go with Jackie. I just thought she was consistent throughout the whole game. She got going for the Aces. They didn't really have anything going in the first quarter for a while there. It was Washington scoring. Jackie Young single-handedly responding. She had 8 of the Aces' first 10 points. Again, 19 of the 26 came in the first half. And then I mentioned Tip Hayes earlier. That's for sure. That's for 17 points, 5 rebounds, a lot. The time in when she got her buckets and she was still just filling the gap for the Aces. They needed another person tonight. Asia having some a bit of a mortal game for her. Her standard production was far above what she did tonight. So shout out to Tip Hayes for that. And also shout out to Asia Wilson. She passed Sophia Malcolm Young with her 3rd rebound in today's game and became the Aces franchise leading rebounder. I think it was with 1,808. Obviously, that number went up. She had 9 rebounds tonight. She passed Malcolm Young with that 3rd rebound. And obviously, she's going to be in Vegas. Her career will be going on for quite a bit, so I'm sure they're going to continue to grind for Washington. Great fight tonight. Just didn't execute late. They don't make time for it, so they cost them late. They got to get that sorted. Again, I think outside of that one game in Seattle, they've been in each and every game this season several times. More often than not, I got to go find exactly how many games in which they happened. They some of the better teams in the league. They went into the 4th quarter with the games. So they got to figure that out. They get execution out. They got to secure some of the levels. They were right there. And West 2 be out. So have a good one. Catch up with y'all soon.